Uncertain future of the avatar-centric metaverse and its impact on digital identity. The metaverse, as commonly envisioned, does not yet exist in a fully realized form but remains a fragmented collection of virtual spaces with limited interoperability. While some believe its development is inevitable, technological, economic, and societal challenges make its future uncertain. Rather than being infrastructure-driven, an avatar-centric approach focuses on digital identity and interaction, placing users at the center of virtual environments. Avatars serve as primary vehicles for engagement, offering customizable representations that enable social, professional, and entertainment-based experiences. This paper explores the implications of an avatar-driven metaverse, examining the role of AI, digital embodiment, economic models, and cultural transformations shaping virtual interactions. Avatars are essential to digital identity, allowing users to embody virtual personas that range from realistic to entirely fictional representations. This digital embodiment influences social interactions, self-perception, and the way others engage within virtual environments. Psychological and sociological research suggests that avatars impact users' confidence, empathy, and behavior, with implications for both positive self-expression and identity manipulation. While avatars empower users to experiment with their digital presence, they also introduce questions about authenticity, representation, and ethical considerations. As metaverse platforms evolve, the significance of avatars as identity markers will shape virtual culture, reinforcing or challenging existing social norms. Historically, avatar-based virtual interactions emerged through online multiplayer games, chatrooms, and early social platforms such as Second Life. These environments introduced digital embodiment and allowed users to construct virtual personas, paving the way for today's metaverse experiments. Modern implementations, including VR Chat, Meta Horizon, and Decentraland, attempt to create persistent social spaces, but they lack seamless interoperability and unified identity systems. The fragmented nature of these virtual worlds highlights the challenge of creating a truly connected metaverse where avatars can move freely across platforms. As avatar-driven experiences continue to develop, the evolution of digital identity and social presence will remain central to shaping virtual environments. An avatar-centric metaverse differs from world-centric and infrastructure-driven models by prioritizing digital self-representation over virtual landscapes or transactional systems. In avatar-driven environments, the user's identity and presence define their experience, rather than the surrounding world itself. This shift emphasizes personal expression, communication, and agency, fostering a more interactive and immersive approach to digital interaction. By contrast, world-centric models focus on spatial environments, treating avatars as secondary components, while infrastructure-driven approaches prioritize blockchain, commerce, or technological frameworks over user embodiment. The avatar-first perspective aligns with the increasing role of digital identity in online interactions, reinforcing its importance in shaping future metaverse developments. Artificial intelligence enhances avatars by granting them interactive capabilities, autonomy, and adaptability, transforming them from static representations into dynamic digital beings. AI-driven avatars can serve as virtual assistants, automated guides, or even fully autonomous personalities capable of engaging in meaningful conversations. Advances in natural language processing, computer vision, and machine learning enable AI avatars to mimic human behaviors, making them more lifelike and responsive. These digital humans are being integrated into gaming, social platforms, and professional environments, demonstrating the potential of AI-enhanced avatar interactions. However, ethical concerns regarding data privacy, identity authenticity, and AI-generated deception remain critical challenges for widespread adoption. One of the biggest obstacles to an avatar-centric metaverse is interoperability, the ability to maintain a persistent digital identity across different virtual platforms. Currently, Most metaverse environments operate as closed ecosystems, preventing users from transferring their avatars, assets, or identities between worlds. Standardization efforts in digital identity, blockchain-based authentication, and cross-platform compatibility are being explored to address this issue. Without interoperability, the metaverse risks becoming a collection of isolated virtual spaces rather than a cohesive, interconnected digital experience. Overcoming this challenge will require collaboration among technology companies, regulatory bodies, and the open-source community to establish unified avatar identity standards. AI-driven avatars are transforming virtual interactions by enabling digital humans to learn, adapt, and respond to user behaviors. Unlike traditional avatars that require direct user control, AI avatars can function autonomously, holding conversations, making decisions, and even assisting in digital tasks. These avatars have applications in customer service, education, and virtual companionship, expanding the metaverse's potential beyond entertainment. The use of generative AI in avatars further enhances realism, allowing for dynamic facial expressions, voice synthesis, and contextual understanding. However, AI avatars also introduce risks related to deepfake manipulation, misinformation, and ethical dilemmas surrounding the autonomy of digital beings. Augmented reality, AR, offers an alternative to fully immersive virtual reality, VR, by blending digital avatars with physical spaces, creating hybrid experiences. AR-driven avatars can exist as holographic representations in real-world environments, enabling users to interact with digital characters without needing headsets or controllers. This approach has implications for remote work, education, and social interactions, bridging the gap between physical and virtual worlds. However, Arkansas hardware and software limitations restrict widespread adoption, with issues related to battery life, display resolution, and tracking accuracy. Future developments in AR may enable more seamless avatar interactions, integrating digital presence into everyday life. Technical constraints in AI, AR, and VR currently limit the scalability of an avatar-centric metaverse, raising questions about its long-term viability. Hardware affordability, processing power, and network infrastructure remain barriers to widespread adoption, restricting access to advanced virtual experiences. The need for real-time rendering, high-fidelity avatars, and interactive AI requires substantial computational resources, making mass adoption challenging. Additionally, cybersecurity threats such as identity fraud, avatar impersonation, and digital rights management pose risks to users in virtual environments. Overcoming these technological limitations will be crucial in determining whether the avatar-driven metaverse can achieve mainstream success. Digital avatars serve as a powerful medium for self-expression, allowing users to create and embody virtual identities that may differ from their real-world personas. This flexibility fosters inclusivity by enabling individuals to explore gender expression, alter appearance, or adopt entirely new digital personas. However, avatar-based representation also raises concerns about authenticity, deception, and the reinforcement of existing social biases. The ability to curate and manipulate digital identities introduces ethical dilemmas regarding truthfulness and self-representation in virtual spaces. The cultural impact of avatar identity will continue to shape digital interactions, influencing both online communities and real-world social dynamics. Social interactions in an avatar-centric metaverse redefine traditional communication norms, enabling users to engage through digital embodiment rather than text-based or video-mediated conversations. Avatars allow for nuanced expressions, body language, and real-time interaction, enhancing emotional engagement in virtual environments. However, challenges such as anonymity, online harassment, and digital exclusion persist, raising concerns about the regulation of avatar-based interactions. The role of digital communities in shaping social behavior and identity formation will be critical in determining whether avatar-driven spaces become inclusive or reinforce existing digital divides. The ethical implications of AI-driven avatars extend beyond social interaction to issues of digital personhood, identity theft, and deepfake misuse. AI-generated avatars can replicate real individuals, blurring the lines between human and artificial entities. This raises questions about consent, ownership, and accountability when AI avatars interact with users or represent real people. Regulatory measures may be required to prevent avatar exploitation, ensure data privacy, and define the rights of digital entities. Addressing these concerns will be crucial in establishing ethical guidelines for avatar-centric metaverse interactions. The rise of the avatar economy has transformed digital fashion, virtual assets, and customizable identities into lucrative markets. Users invest in avatar customization through digital clothing, accessories, and enhancements, driving a growing industry of virtual goods. Brands and influencers capitalize on these trends, creating exclusive avatar-based products and collaborations. While blockchain technology offers ownership verification through NFTs, skepticism remains regarding the sustainability and environmental impact of digital asset markets. The monetization of avatars presents opportunities for businesses but also challenges in ensuring fair pricing, accessibility, and long-term economic stability. Corporations are increasingly integrating digital humans and avatars into business strategies, utilizing them for marketing, customer engagement, and employee training. Virtual influencers represent a new advertising model, using AI-generated personas to interact with audiences and promote brands. Companies also deploy avatars as virtual assistants in customer service, reducing costs and enhancing user engagement. However, the commercial use of avatars raises questions about transparency, trust, and consumer rights, requiring businesses to navigate ethical and regulatory considerations. The success of avatar-driven economies will depend on balancing profitability with user trust and experience. Microtransactions, subscriptions, and digital asset trading underpin the financial structures of avatar-centric virtual worlds. While these models drive revenue, they also introduce risks of exploitation, pay-to-win mechanics, and economic disparities among users. Regulatory oversight may be necessary to prevent predatory monetization practices and ensure fair access to digital goods. The long-term sustainability of avatar-based economies depends on maintaining user engagement while offering value beyond superficial customization. As metaverse platforms evolve, businesses must adapt their monetization strategies to align with user expectations and ethical standards. The future of the avatar-centric metaverse is uncertain, as its development depends on overcoming technological, economic, and regulatory barriers. While some envision a fully immersive digital world where avatars serve as persistent extensions of human identity, the fragmented nature of existing virtual platforms suggests that a unified metaverse is far from guaranteed. Competing interests among corporations, decentralized platforms, and open-source communities create diverging visions for how avatars should function within digital spaces. Moreover, privacy concerns, security risks, and the digital divide pose significant challenges to mass adoption. Whether the metaverse evolves into an integrated virtual ecosystem, or remains a collection of isolated digital experiences will depend on industry collaboration, policy frameworks, and user-driven innovation. Possible future scenarios for the avatar-centric metaverse range from an interoperable, AI-enhanced digital world to a collection of niche virtual spaces with limited cross-platform connectivity. In an optimistic scenario, advancements in AI, blockchain, and spatial computing enable seamless avatar persistence across different environments, fostering digital economies and social interactions. However, a more skeptical outlook suggests that technical limitations, monetization pitfalls, and user disengagement could lead to stagnation or decline. Regulatory pressures on AI-driven avatars and digital assets may further shape how virtual identity and economy function. The trajectory of the metaverse will ultimately be determined by the interplay between technological innovation, economic viability, and societal acceptance. The avatar-centric metaverse represents an evolving experiment rather than an inevitable outcome, as its long-term sustainability relies on addressing key ethical, social, and technical challenges. Digital identity, AI-driven interactions, and virtual economies introduce complex issues that require careful regulation and governance. While avatars offer new possibilities for self-expression, communication, and commerce, they also raise concerns about data privacy, identity manipulation, and exclusionary digital ecosystems. The extent to which the metaverse fulfills its promise as a transformative virtual space will depend on striking a balance between innovation, inclusivity, and ethical responsibility. If properly developed, avatar-driven digital worlds could redefine human interaction, but their success remains contingent on overcoming structural and technological barriers.